Okay, we can solve by square roots when it's in this form. Ax squared plus c, I'll say equals 0. But you're not always going to see it equal to 0, and that's okay, right? The big thing here is that it's going to have a and c, and it's not going to have a b term. So when that happens, it's really easy to solve with square roots, okay? So it doesn't necessarily have to be equal to 0 to start like your other ones, all right? When you solve with square roots, if you remember doing Pythagorean theorem in geometry, I can get rid of a square root again by taking the square root of both sides, which means that my answer would be x equals, this is important, plus or minus whatever the square root of n is. All right. Let's talk about plus or minus and why it's plus or minus. When you take the square root of 9, the square root of 9 is 3. But it's also, what else can we, so 3 times 3 is 9. The other number that works is -3, because -3 times -3 is also 9. Okay? That's why it's important today that you have both the positive 3 and like both the positive and the negative. So you'll see me put the plus minus in blue every time. Okay, steps to do this. You're going to isolate the squared term, so whatever it's x squared or parentheses squared, whatever. Take the square root of both sides and then simplify the radical. We're only doing 4. Not going to take us that long. All right. So look here at number 5. I feel like this is weird. Okay, we're going to make sure all of our answers are in simplest radical form. So number 5, the first thing we do is we're solving an equation. Remember, when you solve equations, you do PEMDAS backwards. So we're trying to get the, what do I say? PEMDAS backwards. So like this, PEMDAS, wait, hold on. I did that wrong. PEMDAS, but backwards when we're solving. So that means that you add or subtract first, then multiply or divide, then deal with exponents, the squared, and parentheses. Okay, so on number 5, the first thing you should do is pretend this is any equation you've done ever in your life. What do you do first? You add 31, because we would add or subtract first. We do that to both sides. We're trying to get this x squared alone. Okay, kind of like you did absolute value before. Okay, we do that, we add that up. I can't remember, what is that? 80? Okay, again, you're trying to get x squared alone. It's not alone yet, so what's got to move? The 4, how do you get rid of it? Divide by 4. Okay, so you get 20. All right, and then if you think back to geometry again, we're doing Pythagorean theorem. To get rid of a square, you do the square root. Okay, every single time you take a square root, the first thing you need to do for me is put a plus or minus right away on the next line, because you will forget it if you don't do it right away. Okay, I've taught this long enough to know that. So square root of 20, so x is equal to plus or minus square root of 20. Now we're going to use our knowledge from what we did yesterday to figure out what this is. I'm going to do it out to the side, the square root of 20. Remember, you have to divide by a perfect square, so ponder that. We're talking about like 4, 9, 16, and so on. What does 20 divide by evenly? 4. So you break it up as the square root of 4 times 5 is 20. And the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, you don't have to deal with plus or minus right now. We're going to put it back in the equation here, and it's going to be plus or minus. So 2 root 5 is how you're going to rewrite square root of 20. And so your final answer here is x equals plus or minus 2 root 5. That is your final answer. So positive 2 root 5, negative 2 root 5. I know it's weird, but just like you got 2 solutions on like your warm-up when you factor or solve by factoring, positive 2 root 5 will get you a decimal, negative 2 root 5 also gets you a decimal.
So this stays as plus 4 minus?
Yes. So you don't need to write it as like a comma list or anything. This is fine. Like that tells me there's 2 answers. The positive one and the negative one. That's strange. What first? Add the 9. Okay, so you get 3x squared equals 9. Then you do divide. Okay, again, you're trying to get x squared alone. It is currently not alone because there is still a 3 in front of it. So you got to get rid of the 3 by dividing it. So you get x squared equals 3. And to get rid of a squared, you take the square root. So, as soon as you take a square root, please write plus or minus. You don't forget it. And then miss a point every single time. That would suck. Okay, x equals plus or minus square root of 3. Okay, can square root of 3 be divided by any perfect squares? 1, which doesn't really help you because then it's still 1 times 3. So no, which means that this one is as simple as it gets. You're not going to write it as a decimal or anything. You're going to leave it like that. So positive square root of 3, negative square root of 3, that's your answer. You are trying to get the squared term alone, to isolate it first before you take the square root. Hello. Okay, so here it is. This is a thing you're trying to get alone. Everything else has got to go. So starting with the 2/3, I'll zoom in. The 2/3 has got to go. If you know anything about fractions, you probably know that you can multiply by the reciprocal to undo it. So you could do this all at once. You can multiply by 3/2 on both sides, and it would do it pretty fast. Or you can multiply in pieces. So when I have a 3 in the bottom that acts as division, I can undo it with multiplication. So I usually do this in pieces, but you can multiply by 3/2 if you want. So that would cancel out those, okay? And leave you with 2x plus 3, the quantity squared, is equal to whatever 50 times 3 is, 150? All right. Now you divide by 2 because that's multiplication. Ooh, I should say, I don't know what your instinct is, but I'm guessing it's probably to distribute when you have parentheses. No. This kind of, remember when we did absolute value bars at the beginning of the year? You can't distribute into this, just like you can't distribute in absolute value bars because it's got a squared. Really a lot of reasons, but do not distribute. This is super important. Okay. So instead, you're getting that, what I highlighted in yellow, you got to get that alone, just like absolute value bars. So divide by 2, and we get 75. And now that that's finally alone, you can take the square root of both sides. So take the square root, whoop, whoop. When you take the square root, you do plus or minus right away. Plus or minus square root of 75, and that is still equal to x plus 3. All right. We're going to move over, turn it to the side here, and do simplify the square root of 75. All right, so take some time to ponder. What is the perfect square that 75 divides by? Again, 1, 4, 9, 16, and so on. Those are the numbers we're looking at. Yes. Okay, so square root of 25. And 3. What is square root of 25? It's 5. So it becomes 5 root 3. So that's what you're going to now put back here. We don't want square root of 75. We want 5 root 3 because we know that's the simplest form. So it's going to become x plus 3 equals plus or minus 5 root 3. And this is where it gets weird because you're still not done because the x is not alone. So now you got to move the 3 by doing what? So minus 3, but you cannot subtract it from the 5. Okay, I know that's probably your instinct. No, you can't because the 5 is connected to the root 3, so they're not like terms. So negative 3 actually goes out in front, like this. Negative 3 plus or minus 5 root 3. It's strange, but yes, you're going to leave your answer like that. So there's two answers, negative 3 plus 5 root 3 and negative 3 minus 5 root 3. So in the last one, can you try with people at your table to get to this step? X plus 1 squared equals whatever. I don't know what it's going to be. So do that. So get it isolated is what I'm asking. Isolate the square term. Oh, that's not a highlighter. Isolate this. Move the 5, move the 3. Or undo the 5, undo the 3. So that it's just x plus 1 squared equals something. Okay? I will do it on the board if you need it. But I'm guessing if you talk to people at your table, you're going to know what's happening. So it would be 5. So now we got it isolated. You should have x plus 1, the quantity squared equals 5. So now you take the square root of both sides. And we get x plus 1. X plus 1 equals plus or minus root 5. Okay, can the square root of 5 break down and divide by any perfect squares? 1 and 4 are only options? No, other than 1, which doesn't actually do anything for you. So now you just subtract the 1, which again, it cannot be subtracted to the 5. It's not a like term with that. That one's got a square root. This does not. So it stays as -1 plus or minus root 5. That's it. Yes, please put it in front. That's just how we do it. So on